Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for watching this video. And today we are going to talk about sleep and using sleep as your superpower for your high performance. So I'm Eva Medilek, founder of Optimize You High Performance Coaching, and I help busy professionals and entrepreneurs reach higher levels of performance in their personal and professional life without the burnout, exhaustion, and overwhelm that often threatens to derail high achievers. So there is a distinction between high performance and high achievers, and high performers reach those levels of success consistently without the burnout and overwhelm that high achievers often find themselves experiencing. So today I want to talk about sleep, the power of sleep, and using sleep as a superpower. Now listen, maybe this resonates with you, maybe it doesn't, but either you are that person or you know of a person who can boast about only getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep per night. And they are talking about how great they can function. They don't need a lot of sleep. They can function and do what they need to do with just 4, 5, 6 hours even of sleep. And let me tell you, I don't trust people who do that. And I'll tell you why. Because if you do any type of scientific research or on the brain, and what the brain needs to function at its highest level, you need at the very minimum 90 minutes of deep restorative REM sleep that you can only get most of the time with a sleep cycle with a total amount of sleep of about 7 to 9 hours, anywhere into that range. So when you hear people boasting, or if you're one of those people yourself boasting about, I don't need a lot of sleep, this is all I need to get through the day, your brain is not functioning at the level it's able to function on if you were to give it more deep restorative sleep. Now that's not easy to do for a lot of people. You know, we have trained, let me put it to you this way. We are so busy and we have so much on our mind and in our thoughts and our to-do list and what needs to happen, things we are worried about, whether it's our finances, whether it's our health, whether it's our family, our kids, our spouses, our parents. Some of us are of that age where we're taking care of elderly parents, that our mind just can't relax enough to get that good, deep, uninterrupted, restorative sleep every night. And because of that, we either have trouble falling asleep at night, or we have trouble staying asleep at night, or our worries get into our dreams and our sleep is not restorative, deep, restful sleep. Or we wake up with anxiety because we haven't gotten a good night's sleep and we're still worried about all the things that we worried about the night before. So what I want to share with you is some ways that I have learned, not only by trial and error, but by my research and studies and coaching, is how to help yourself get better at sleeping so that you can perform better. Your mind is clearer. Your brain feels rested. You can solve problems easier and you worry less so that you get that deep amount of sleep. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk to people who have too much on their mind and have trouble falling asleep in the first place. One of the hacks that I found works the best is what I call a brain dump. So next to my bed, I'm at my desk now, but next to my bed, I always have little notebooks, right? I have some here somewhere, but I just redid my office, so I've organized things, which means I can't find anything. I have little notebooks next to my bed at night when I have things that I'm ruminating on, worrying me, trying to find a solution to that threaten to interrupt my sleep. And what I do is I write those things down. All of the thoughts that are popping up in my head, whether it's the grocery list, whether it's bills I need to remember to pay, people I need to remember to reach out, things I need to remember to do, what I'm worried about, what I'm looking for solutions on, what I want to talk to you about the next day. because I'm at that age where I'll forget the great thought that I had anyway, and then it'll bother me and I'll beat myself up if I don't remember it. So what I do is I do a brain dump. Everything that's on my mind that is threatening to interrupt my good sleep, I just write it. Write it, write it, write it. I vomit it on the page. Some people call it journaling. I just call it, you know what? I just need to remember that this is what I have to solve the next day. And oftentimes, because I'm able to get a good night's sleep, I can come up with a solution for all of those much easier than if I was worrying about it and ruminating about it all night and it crept into my sleep and my dreams. So that's one way to help yourself unload so you can get a good night's sleep. Now, the other thing is, what are you putting into your brain before you go to sleep at night? What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you talking about? What games are you playing? How much blue light is getting into your eyes and messing up your brain waves so that your brain can't power down and function, right? So think carefully what that diet is. So one of the rules that I learned from my coach, Brendon Burchard, is the 3-2-1 sleep method. 3 hours before bed, no food. You don't want your belly working hard to digest stuff as you're trying to sleep, okay? 2 hours before bed, no work. Stop it. Stop it with the email. Stop it with the tests. Stop it with the reports. And I'm talking consistently. I do understand that there are times in your life where you've got to put pedal to the metal and burn the midnight oil. I'm not talking about those times. I'm talking about your regular nightly routine. Stop working at least 2 hours before you put yourself to bed. And then 1 hour before bed, stop with the screens, stop with the blue light, stop with all of the things that can affect your brain's ability to power down and rest enough to get restoration, if you will, at night. Now, a lot of you may be saying, well, I read on my tablet, or I have this, that, and the other. There are glasses and there are filters and screens that you could put over that light so that you filter out that harmful light that will mess with your sleep. So there is a way around that. I, for one, I'll just share what I do. I love reading magazines at night. I have been a loyal People subscriber to People magazine for at least 30 years now. And it is my shameless guilty pleasure. But for me, if I'm looking at fashion, makeup, recipes, celebrity gossip, true crime stories, whatever it helps me to kind of get sleepy and relax. Reading paper helps me, it makes me sleepy and helps me relax. So what is it for you? What is it for you that every time you do, you start to, drift and fall off? And for me, it's reading. And I am really specific not to be reading personal development, work stuff, research stuff, all of that stuff that I need for knowledge. I really, I was saying to someone on the phone the other day, mindless BS, that nothing harmful, but something that is light, that will allow me to relax, that doesn't get into my dreams. Even though last night, I had a nightmare about my manicure. So, but it's mindless stuff, right? You don't want anything heavy on your mind. So just like your computer powers down, your phones power down, they need to kind of shut off and be able to reboot in the morning. So must your brain. And when you do these things to help your brain get the restorative rest and sleep that it needs, you perform better. You perform better, you make better decisions, you focus better, you have clearer thought processes, your mood is better, you're less apt to be frustrated, annoyed, hangry, all of the things. Well, hangry is another story, but let's just say short-tempered, impatient, all of the other things that come with our brain not being able to fully power down every night and get a good night's sleep. Now, if you're not in the habit of doing this, it's going to take a while to develop that habit and to build that up. So please be patient. Start putting in these practices. Maybe just start with going to bed a little bit earlier, right? You need at least 7 to 8 hours of good sleep per night. So, whatever it takes, right? Start to train yourself maybe in 15-minute increments to go to bed a little bit earlier so that you get more sleep and you set yourself up to win the day. If you are a workaholic and you can't start powering down and you're working until the time that you need to go to bed and turn out the lights, start with 30 minutes. Start with an hour. How do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You don't have to make all of these changes at once. I mean, if you're able to, great. God bless you. Go for it. But give yourself increments so that you work your way up to getting a good night's sleep every night. And there are supplements that are all natural that help. For me, I like to take magnesium before bed. Sometimes there's magnesium cream you can put on the bottom of your feet. Sometimes lavender is amazing, a spritz on your pillow. What else? Some adaptogenic mushrooms. I take an ashwagandha supplement before bed. Vitamin C. If you take vitamin C for your health and your immunity, take it at night before you go to bed. Studies have shown that vitamin C at night helps you sleep better. So do what you can to set yourself up to win the sleep game and use sleep as your superpower. All right. That's it for me today. I hope this helps you. I hope this helps people in your life that you can share this with. But let me tell you, when I started getting good, deep restorative sleep, and I measure it on this watch, it tells me how much deep sleep and how much light sleep I have. Cheap little watch I got on an airline one time. But you know what? You can't manage what you don't measure. So there are apps on your phone, devices. Everybody's got some kind of smartwatch that can help you measure what type of sleep you're getting every night. Utilize that. See what kind of sleep. If you've only got 45 minutes of deep restorative sleep, your goal is at least 90 minutes to double that. So set yourself up to win at the sleep game so that sleep can be your superpower for your performance, how you show up on your A game at home, at work, and in your communities. All right, that's it for me. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great one. Good night. Happy sleeping.